I remember that night vividly, as if it were yesterday. The rain was pouring relentlessly, the thunder roaring in the distance, and the wind howling through the desolate streets. It was the kind of night that made you question your sanity, and it was on that night that my life took a sinister turn. My name is Daniel, and I worked the night shift at a gas station on the outskirts of town. It wasn't the most glamorous job, but it paid the bills. That night, Natasha, a new employee, joined me for her first shift. Little did we know we were about to step into a nightmare. As the clock struck midnight, strange occurrences began to unfold. The lights flickered, casting eerie shadows across the empty store. Natasha and I exchanged nervous glances, unsure of what was happening. Suddenly, the doors swung open, and a gust of icy wind swept through the store. "Who's there?" Natasha called out, her voice trembling with fear. No response. We cautiously stepped outside, searching for any sign of life. The rain had turned into a torrential downpour, making it nearly impossible to see beyond a few feet. But then we heard it, a faint whisper, barely audible over the sound of the storm. "Leave before it's too late." The voice echoed in our minds, sending shivers down our spines. We rushed back into the store, locking the doors behind us. The atmosphere grew heavy, suffocating us with an unexplained presence. Our hearts raced as we huddled together, trying to make sense of what was happening. Hours passed, but the night seemed never-ending. The walls seemed to close in, and the shelves trembled with an invisible force. We were trapped in a nightmare that had no end. As the clock struck 3 a.m., the haunting intensified. Objects flew off the shelves, crashing to the ground with a deafening noise. The whispers grew louder, filling the air with an otherworldly presence. The lights flickered violently, casting distorted shadows on the walls. It was as if the gas station itself had come alive, possessed by an evil force. "Natasha, we need to get out of here," I shouted, my voice barely audible above the chaos. But before we could make a move, the store plunged into darkness. The whispers grew louder, closer, until they were right beside us. And then we saw them, shadowy figures emerging from the darkness, their eyes glowing with an unholy light. We ran, desperate to escape the clutches of the supernatural. The rain pounded against our faces as we sprinted through the empty streets. But no matter how far we ran, the haunting followed, their whispers echoing in our ears. Days turned into weeks, and the haunting never ceased. We sought help from paranormal experts, but they were powerless against the malevolent force. It seemed there was no escape, no end to the nightmare that had become our lives. Here we are, haunted souls trapped in the darkness. The gas station remains a symbol of our torment, a place where the supernatural lurks, waiting for its next victims. The story doesn't end here, for the haunting continues, and perhaps one day someone will uncover the truth behind the haunting of the gas station.